Hey, hello, and welcome back to another episode of .NET MAUI 101. In this episode, we're going to make you so much more productive by showing you a couple of tools that you might not even know existed inside of Visual Studio. Welcome back to another episode of .NET MAUI 101. I'm your host, Gerald, and in this episode, I'm going to make you so much more productive while developing with .NET MAUI. I'm going to show you a couple of tools inside of Visual Studio that you might have not even discovered yet, but are so super helpful. So let's just hop over to my screen share and I'll show it to you right away. So I started Visual Studio 2022 and created a new MAUI project inside of that. And it isn't really about the code that much or the application or anything like that. It's about some of the tooling right here. So let me deploy this straight away on my Windows machine and show you what this is all about. Now, if you do this on Windows, not on the other platforms, but if you do this on Windows, you get this little toolbar right here. Maybe it's collapsed for you. That might happen. And it shows this little nubbin right here. And if you click that, you will get the full toolbar that already has a couple of cool options. Go to Live Visual Tree. I'll get to that in a second. You can also do Show in XAML Live Preview. Did you know about that one? Let's click it. Let's see what's happened. And then we get this XAML Live Preview right here. Let me pin that right here in Visual Studio. And you can see a live preview of your running application. But not only that, if I hover over here, I can select all the elements. You can see now I'm hovering over the vertical stack layout inside of the main page.xaml. I will get the dimensions that it's actually rendered in. I will get the padding. I will get all the important details right here, the properties and its values right here in this live preview. I can hover over the button. It will show me the name of the button, right? In this little tooltip in the top left, it will show me counter button of type button, which is in the main page.xaml. Again, it will show me the render size, the padding, the font, the background color, all the properties that are set on here basically. And whenever I click it, because I can select it, so I can also click it, whenever I click it, it takes me to the right place in my XAML file right here. So you can see all of this going on here as well. Now, what you can do here with the XAML Live Previewer 2 is I can add a ruler, right? I can add a vertical ruler. I can add a horizontal ruler to really get into that kind of like that pixel perfect design. And I can say like, oh yeah, I want to have this like this or like this. I can add multiples, right? So I can really align all the things here. I can remove them if that's what I want. So you can do all these crazy things with these rulers. You can clear them all out if that's what you want. So you can do all these cool things. Now, another thing, the most powerful thing about all of this, what I'm showing you here, is if you combine it with other stuff. So the live visual tree is here as well. So let me pin that too. You won't see too much of the XAML, but that's fine. That's not really what it's about right here. And if you have trouble finding these windows, if you're not using Windows, you can just go to Debug, Windows, and you will right here see the live visual tree right here and the XAML live preview. So you can bring them up by clicking them here as well. That's where to find them. So whenever you do that, you will now have this full overview of how your application, of how this page is set up. So you can see the full structure here in a tree view. We'll have the main page. We'll have a scroll view, the vertical stack layout with the image, with the label right here that you can have inside of your application, inside of your page. And if I click the little arrow buttons here, you can also go to the control in your XAML file with this. So I can just, click through all of those and go to the right place in my XAML. You can also see if I hover over here, it lights up in the XAML Live Preview. And not only that, it also lights up in my live application. So if I resize this here for a little bit, Visual Studio doesn't even have to be in the focus, right? So you can just do it while the window is over Visual Studio. You can scroll over it and you can see that it highlights whatever element I'm hovering over in the live visual tree right here. But we're not done yet. Oh, no, there is more. If we go back to Visual Studio, you can also combine it with hot reload. And with hot reload, I can change code, I can change XAML, and that will show up automatically in my debugging session of my running app. So if I now go to my button, which I click here in my XAML Live Preview, and it takes me to the right place, I can say, oh yeah, just do my background color. I want it to be red, which is much better. And now, boom, you can see it's red. It's not just red in my XAML Live Previewer, it's also red in my running application. So arguably, this is much better than a designer because this shows up inside of your actual running app, your debugging session, and not some simulated designer screen, right? So all of these tools combined makes for a very powerful productivity boost and shows you all the right things inside of your running applications. Now, if we go take this a step further and I take that ruler to the button right here and I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to be on the left side here and make it like 32 pixels, or I don't know what this is really expressed in, and I want to try to get that hello world label right in there as well. I'm going to say horizontal options is start. That will put it right at the end there, and you can see like, oh yeah, I can zoom in here a little bit and see if that actually like lines up correctly with the ruler right here. And well, it doesn't look perfect, but we're close, right? So you can really get into the details with all of this. Now, that is basically the tools that you might not even have heard of inside of Visual Studio that can help you be so much more productive with your .NET MAUI development. You didn't know that Visual Studio could do all of that, did you? Let me know down in the comments if you already know, or what else you want to learn about more tooling maybe in Visual Studio. Of course, all of what I've showed you here today also works on iOS and Android, so everything is arranged there as well. Be sure to try that out, and I will see you for a next episode of .NET MAUI 101. Maybe let's check out this one, and I'll see you there in a couple of seconds.